Happy to be here, by the way. Stacy and I had quite the about the weather, and then it didn't even snow a flake where I was at. So evidently prayers work. Bev, where are you at? Oh, there you are. First. All right. So what we're going to do is I'll have you raise your right hand, and you being duly elected to the position of Register South Dakota, do you hereby solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of South Dakota, and that you will faithfully discharge the duty of Register of Deeds of Brookings County according to the best of your abilities? I will. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you.
Sheriff, did you want to come up? I think this is the Kleenexes for those who might cry during the swearing in. I had to do that.
Yeah, thank you. That's why they're here. They're making sure. Yeah.
So, all right. I, Martin Stanwyck,
I, Martin Stanwyck,
being duly elected
be duly elected
to the position of Sheriff of Brookings County,
Sheriff of Brookings County,
Brookings, South Dakota,
Brookings, South Dakota,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota.
and that I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Sheriff of Brookings County,
the
South
duties of Sheriff of Brookings County, South Dakota.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
And then we have Kelly Vanderwall. Have you raised your right hand? I state your name,
I, Kelly Vanderwall,
being duly elected
being duly elected
to the position of County Commissioner,
for the position of County Commissioner,
Brookings County, South Dakota,
Brookings County, South Dakota,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the State of South Dakota
that I will support the Constitution of the State of South Dakota
and the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of County Commissioner
the duties of County Commissioner
of Brookings County, South Dakota.
of Brookings County, South Dakota.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are official. Larry. If you've noticed, I've mixed up the wording just a little bit every time just to keep you guys on your toes.
Kind of like the way you did Bev's.
Yeah, I did hers the simple way just to kind of give you guys a feeling of confidence. So I'm just going to have you just state your oath. Go ahead. All right, here we go. I state your name,
I, Larry Jensen,
being duly elected to the position of County Commissioner
being duly elected to the position of County Commissioner
of Brookings County, Brookings, South Dakota,
of Brookings County, Brookings, South Dakota,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of County Commissioner
the duties of County Commissioner
of Brookings County, South Dakota,
of Brookings County, South Dakota,
to the best of your ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I know you wanted to get up here before that. And raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Sean Osler,
being duly elected to the position
being duly elected to the position
of County Commissioner of Brookings County,
of County Commissioner of Brookings County,
Brookings, South Dakota,
Brookings, South Dakota,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of County Commissioner
the duties of County Commissioner
of Brookings County, South Dakota,
of Brookings County, South Dakota,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
There's no cake, Marty, unless you want to go buy some. We can get rolling right into the regular meeting because that's how I have it on the agenda, is kind of an.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 5 on the agenda is the invitation for a citizen to schedule time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. There is a 5-minute time limit per person. Anyone wanting to speak on the agenda item must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. No commission action will be taken on during this time. Any requested action item must be scheduled for a future meeting date. Seeing none, we will move on to number 6. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Yes, item 10A, the presentation from First. We will reschedule that to a future meeting. He was not able to make it down today.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion made by Jensen, approved by Bartley.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Item number 7 is reorganization of the board. First up is the election of a chairperson for 2023. Does anyone have a motion for appointment that they would like to make?
I'd like to make a motion, Ryan Krogman as chairperson for 2023.
I have a motion for appointment of Krogman made by Jensen,
I'll second that.
second made by Bartley for appointment of Krogman to the chairman of the board for 2023. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Commissioner Krogman, the meeting is yours.
Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is appointment of a vice chairperson for 2023. Is there a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Larry Jensen for vice chairperson for 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
We got a nomination and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to number 8 here, consent agenda items, which contains the minutes, travel education requests, personnel action notices, cellular authorizations, and human services reports. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion.
On the travel requests, one thing to note, I had put on those blanket travel requests, 42 cents per mile. The state rate now went to 51 cents per mile, just to make sure that's a note. I know those are just estimates on those travel, but wanted to make that note.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Yes.
Bartley,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Hostler,
Yep.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, number 9, approval of claims. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval. Second.
Second. Discussion on the claims. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On to department head reports. We'll start with Brian.
I have really nothing new to report unless you guys have any questions.
Questions? All right. Marty?
I'm going to be easy on you, too. You guys got a big day, so.
All right. Lori, we're just going to work down the line there, so you're up next.
I don't have a whole lot, but being as they had nothing, I came up with something. Department of Revenue is finally okaying our taxes, so tax bills will probably be going out before too long. We are still working on the election agreement. I'm going to show Dan some of the changes that we came up with and present to you probably next time at the next meeting. Distress warrants will go out on the 17th for delinquent mobile home taxes. So just a warning, if you have a mobile home and you haven't paid your taxes yet, an additional $50 will be added on the 17th of the month. Otherwise, that is it. We're probably going to be doing in our office a little more training on navigating the tax system, showing the girls exactly what everything in the tax system is so that it's just not somebody coming in, paying the tax, they're running it and not knowing where the numbers are coming from or being able to explain or look for the taxes. A lot of times we'll get plats or things like that, and the old way of looking in the book and finding things on plat map has kind of gone away, and people get used to just scanning a number. So I'm going to try to teach that to some of the girls in the office so we kind of get a little more knowledge in there. Otherwise, that's it.
All right. Questions for Lori? Thank you. Bob?
Good morning. We are still in a winter weather warning. They're expecting some of the heavier snow to come in between 8 and 10, maybe till noon, and then we could get up to an inch overnight, so just have to keep an eye on it. We've been sending updates twice a day since the system started. Update from the report that I submitted in writing, I met with John Kubel from the Brookings Register. He had some questions on the CO2 pipeline that's proposed for Brookings County, and I went through and explained to him how the county commission's being updated. You know, I'm signed up to get the emails from the Public Utilities Commission, and I forward them on to the commission. That's how right now the commission's being updated. And as we proceed, that will keep going, and it would start ramping up here, I would imagine, in the summertime. On Friday, I attended a National Weather Service webinar on the ongoing storm. And other than that, I added Commissioners Hostetler and Vanderwall to our weather email list that I send out. There is a Region 6 Office of Emergency Management meeting in Mitchell on January 12th, which I will not be attending because of that tabletop exercise at the East Fire Station. I notified Office of Emergency Management, and they said they'd send me the information from it. And the only other thing on the PPCC pod, we are going to be looking for a contractor to update our plans. And we got a grant from Department of Health to allow that to happen. Other than that, that's all I have. Any questions? Thank you.
Bet. Bev?
I don't really have a lot to report. I was going to update you on the scanning project of all of our real estate books, and that's going along really good. They should be done within the next two to 3 weeks, I think, with everything. I also am having them scan the index books just so that we've got a digital record of them. Also, index books are where we put where the book and page on the legal descriptions. And so if something did happen to them, that would be a huge loss, so I'm going to have them do that too. Other than that, things are going well, and I would like to welcome the new commissioners to the board. That's it.
Questions for Bev? Thank you. Misty, anything? No. Okay. All right. We will. On the agenda, letter A, action to approve resolution 21-01, a resolution setting meeting pay and per diem rates for volunteer county boards for 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
Approve.
Motion approved. Is there a second? Second. Discussion.
This is an annual resolution that we do at the first meeting of each year. The 3 boards that you see listed, weed zoning and extension, are all paid boards, and so those rates are there, and then mileage and per diem, we just follow state rates. So.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter B, action to approve resolution 23-02, a resolution setting the pay for election workers for 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Second. Discussion.
Again, this is an annual resolution that we do at the first meeting of the year. Sets the rates this is for the people that work out at the vote centers on election day. Probably won't need an election this year, but there's always that chance that something special may come up, so we always do this resolution.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter C, action to approve resolution 23-03, a resolution for compromise and settlement of a county aid lien. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Discussion.
There was a bunch of information that we had included in your packet. This was someone, and I think Dan can help speak to this, that has had a lien in place for a number of years and has very diligently been making payments on that every month, I think, for about 14 or 15 years. And they've asked for the remaining amount, that about $1,800, to be basically dismissed or forgiven at this point. So.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, letter D, action to approve rural access infrastructure funding applications. We have quite a few of them, so we'll take them one at a time. The first one is Bangor Township, their first request. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All right, discussion.
So all of these applications are part of that rural access infrastructure program that was approved at the legislature a couple of years ago, especially for our 2 new commissioners. Each county was given there was money set aside. Each county in the state was given the same amount of money initially. It was about $677,000, I want to say, to conduct a culvert inventory. So what we did, our highway department decided to take that on themselves and went around and basically mapped and categorized and looked at every single culvert in every township in the entire county, and we came up with a culvert inventory. It talks about not only their location, but their condition and whatnot. Then, based on that inventory, the state had $3 million, I believe, to disperse out to the counties based on the number of culverts that were in your county. So Brookings County received 950-some thousand, I believe, give or take, based on that inventory. We did not spend the initial $75,000 on the inventory because we did it in-house. We didn't spend money to do it because we had an employee that went out and did that work. So Brookings County has just over $1 million in this fund, and it's a separate fund in our accounting system. It's not in the highway fund, it's not in the general fund. It's in its own separate fund. And that 1 million plus has to be used on culvert projects out on township and county secondary roads. So the process was townships had to submit a 5-year plan back in, I believe it was probably August, end of August, I believe was the date. And then after that, once they submitted that plan, by the end of October, they had to submit basically a resolution or minutes saying that they would help with the funding. It is an 80-20 cost share with them. And then they had to submit these applications by the end of October. Now, you as a board reviews these applications, and we have until January 15th to approve them, this being our last meeting before that date. So these are the applications, the townships that went through that process and submitted these applications. So you'll see there's quite a few of them here coming up, and the information, kind of the background information on each of those. I know Brian has gone out and looked at most of these projects. Banger, both of these, I know we had actually, the former commission had approved Banger Township with both of these applications for our county funding, because we have a county fund program as well. But knowing that this rural access infrastructure funds were coming available here in 2023, Banger opted to wait because it's a 50-50 cost share. If they spend the county dollars, it's an 80-20 split with the rural access funds. So that's where we're at. Now we can kind of go through and look at all of these, but I believe all of these townships have met the criteria, and these are the...
And the tax.
So the other part of that is they had to have either an opt-out or a levy of at least, I think, 50 cents, I think it was. And I believe one actually went through and did that just recently, up their levies to meet that criteria. So I believe all of them do meet this now.
Right, and there was criteria set by the state to qualify for these funds, and the majority of our townships did, but there are still some townships that do not qualify because of the tax levy and
Right.
in there too. So
Right.
it'll be up to them to decide if they would like to increase or meet the qualifications of the state to then qualify for these funds. I guess one question I had is there a limit per township, or is it first come, first serve?
We never set any criteria. That's based on the funding that the county had. Okay. And we decided, I believe at that time, to not set criteria because I'm a little worried about getting this money spent within 3 years.
Okay. And basically, today, we'd be looking at about $431,000 spent out of the 1.01.
Yes.
Okay,
so
still got close
and
to 6 million left.
And we will continue to
600,000.
get additional funding this year also, based upon that original inventory. And I'm not sure what that amount is going to be yet, but we will get some additional on top of what we do have. And one of the things I did do in my review of these is I did verify that they were on that list in poor condition. So these culverts that have applications, aside from Maderi and Brookings, do not have, or all the other ones were fulfilled except for Maderi and Brookings, which didn't have an estimate in it. It was a overall estimate of what the project was going to cost, but not like a physical estimate from a contractor.
All right,
We
well, we'll take,
normally approve those then if it's just, it's not a contractor bid?
I know they got, talking with both the townships, they did reach out and have the contractors come out and look at them, but they didn't actually get a physical estimate because at the time, they didn't know from what was stated from Brookings Township, they didn't know whether or not they could do the project in the fall or if they would have to wait until next spring because they never reached out to me.
All right, but they're on this list today?
Correct.
All right, so if we didn't approve those today, they could go for the second round,
Which would be the following year.
but we have 3 years total to expend the funds. We have additional funds coming in. Would it be more appropriate not to approve it with an open checkbook, so to speak, until we
yeah,
know
we'll,
what the bids are?
we'll take each of them at a
Yeah.
time there, and Brian will let us know if they've hit that call. Kind of work it that way, so. All right, first one is Bangor Township, number 1 there. Any further discussion on that application? Brian, are you good with this one? And they met everything?
Yep, both these culverts were approved on our previous culvert program. They just didn't move forward with them because of the
Cost
share.
Yeah. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2, Bangor Township, application number 2. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 3, Brookings Township. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion? Brian?
Like I mentioned, I did reach out to Lyle, and they just had an overall estimate. I didn't have a physical paper copy from a contractor with the estimate. So I guess with these, I wasn't really given a fair direction. I felt I know that there's the need there. They just weren't. He mentioned something about, you know, the spring, you know, doing it this fall or next spring, and I guess that's as far as it got.
So the estimate they got on the sheet,
The 130,000,
right,
or 40,000,
it did come from a contract, but you just didn't have the paperwork in order.
correct.
So your recommendation would be to go ahead and approve it within those parameters?
That's my only concern is when Lyle did mention it to me, that was this last fall's prices.
One question I have is, if we don't approve it today, can we get that from the township and then at next meeting approve it? Or we have to wait till we have to have it done by the 15th? But
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And our next meeting's the 17th, so that's why we're doing this there. So it seems like, my understanding is if we don't approve this today, then we have to wait till next year applications. We do have 3 years. I mean, unless he feels it's dire straits, we still need, in my opinion, need them to follow the rules of what the state has allowed us for and what everybody else has done. I think it does leave a potential for an open checkbook that, oh, here's the final bill for you. And it's like, it was a little more than we thought, but, you know, type of thing.
And I would like to point out one thing too, even with the original, you know, back on October 1st deadline, everything was so compacted. where I feel in future years, we're gonna know the process. You know, we had less than a month by the time we got our inventory to the time where we could get it to the township to where they could put their plan together. It was, everything was, the timelines were just really tight.
Yeah, and that was the state. We're
Correct.
supposed to get it done to us in like March, and they got it to us in August with a deadline of September or something like
Right.
ballpark there. So it was, difficult for the townships to comply and go like that when the state kind of put them in a tough position.
But the townships that did have approvals, they were well ahead of the game because I had already went out and looked at these culverts with them and discussed with the contractor, on what I'd like to see be done. So they were ahead of the game, which they were already taking advantage of our old program anyways. But I don't know if any of these are in, dire need where they need to be replaced tomorrow, but we do have that timeline to follow, but with the October 15th deadline. But then, in the future years, we'll have more time, because this is one of the things I'm going to be guessing we're going to be pushing hard on when we do meet with all the townships here coming, hopefully in March, April.
Mr. Jensen?
You think there might be a possibility the state would extend that 15th for these?
That was discussed when we did meet with the state officials. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be watching this, aside from coming down from, legislative audit, or whoever would be overseeing this. From my knowledge, there are counties that have adjusted the deadlines, but it wasn't necessarily promoted by the state.
I just, to Brookings Township, like to encourage them to get their paperwork in order and submit it. In our next meeting, we can
Right.
move forward and they can still submit it. And
I more than agree. I know we're trying to follow the deadlines, the majority had followed it.
Can
And
I make a suggestion on that? Could we approve it, tentatively approve, or go ahead and approve it and just say we'll get the final numbers and approve the final number on what the cost share would be if we get a final quote or a quote from a contractor at the next meeting?
Can we make it contingent upon that? I mean, could we do that?
Yeah,
Make
approve it contingent upon getting the quote from the contractor at the next meeting.
Because then they meet the deadline, and then the
You've-
17th is 2 days
And you've
after.
approved it by the deadline.
Yep.
We just need to know exactly what that number is going to be, because I'm kind of, what I'm hearing is, I don't think it's that you don't want to approve this project, it's just that we don't know exactly what that final number looks like.
And you said Brookings Township has had a contractor out there, they just need to get it in writing?
yes.
Okay.
And then, Mr. Chairman, I'll make an amendment to the motion to make it contingent upon the submission of the contract amount.
second.
Second for that. So we have amendment there, we'll vote on the amendment first. Any further discussion on the amendment?
Just one question.
Yes.
Who's going to contact the Brookings County, or Brookings Township then? Is
I
it
will.
Brian, or is it?
Bryant?
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, please call the roll on the amendment.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Bartley.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Amendment carries.
Now, as motion as amended is on the table, any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Bartley.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Right, number 4, Eureka Township, number 1. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion on Eureka.
These were looked at last fall, and I believe they were approved. And they were going to move forward aside from the cost share.
Right. Yep, I think these were a couple other ones the commission has seen in the past, and they opted to wait for the rural access infrastructure program.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Eureka Township, number 2. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, number 6, Madera Township. Is there a motion to approve?
Approval.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
This is similar to what Brookings Township had occur. But the culverts are on that list of poor condition.
Okay. Discussion? Do we want to do anything with this contingent upon the bid?
This one doesn't have the bid in it either? All right, I make an amendment to the motion to approve it contingent upon the estimate being presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
amendment carries.
Now the motion as amended. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, number 7, Oakwood Township, number 1.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion.
I did get out and look at all of these. These are on the outlet of Oakwood. And at the time, we were in the process of getting the RAFI funding figured out with the state. And I did encourage these guys to wait because I don't believe they did submit anything, did they, Stacy?
They did, but I don't think it ever came in front of the commission because then I think they decided to wait until this program because it was last fall too and kind of too late for the construction season on it.
But yeah,
so.
these 10, I did get out and look at each one of them. I feel it'd be a good project.
Further discussion. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 2. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Second. Discussion on this one? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 3. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 4. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, Oakwood Township, number 5. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 6. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 7. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 8. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Oakwood Township, number 9. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Second. Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
And Oakwood Township, number 10. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, Oslo Township. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval. Second.
Discussion on Oslo.
I did not physically get out and look at this one, but the culvert is on the list.
All right, any further discussion? Any more discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, 18, Trenton Township. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on Trenton.
I was out and looked at this one with Todd and believe it'd be a good project.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, number 19, Volga Township, number 1. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approval.
Second.
Discussion?
I wasn't out and looked at this one, but these culverts are on the list.
Okay. Discussion, questions? Hearing none, please call the roll, please.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Volga Township, number 2. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, Volga Township, number 3. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right, letter E, action to approve the Brookings Register, the Volga Tribune, the Tri-City Star, and the Elkton Record as the legal papers for Brookings County for 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion?
These are the 4 newspapers in Brookings County, and they have been the legal newspapers of the county for a number of years now.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Letter F, action to approve the official depositories for Brookings County funds and monies for 2023 as follows. Richland State Bank, Bankstar Financial, Citizen State Bank, First Bank and Trust of Brookings, Dakota Bank, First Interstate Bank, and Central Bank. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion? Comments?
I just got this list from Lori.
Okay.
So,
All right. Any further discussion, comments? Okay. Hearing none, please, or all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Letter G, action to approve cell phone reimbursements for 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval. Second.
Second. All right, comments, discussion?
these are all the cell phone reimbursements for the different employees in Brookings County. We do this as a whole list at the beginning of the year. Any new authorizations will come to you separately throughout the year if needed.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter H, action to approve board assignments and department liaisons for 2023. We'll wait for a motion of approval as we don't have our list yet. So after we get our list put together, we'll look for a motion after that. So here's how I'd like to handle this. Kind of been done in the past, similar to this. Commissioners that have been serving on the board previously kind of have seniority. It'll come across. We'll ask that commissioner if they'd like to stay on that or not. If they don't, we can open it up to everybody to do that. There is no number, there is no perfect number or anything like that, but we do need to fill all of these spots. And I, as chair, will have a couple additional, you'll see that. We've got two commissioners, Boersma and Pierce, who have left, so there's some spots open. And so we'll just work them down from the top to bottom. There are a couple here that we will take off because they are no longer active. And then there's a few at the end that we will add as some committees that are going. So first of all, any questions before I get started? Okay, any comments? All right, first one on the list was from Commissioner Boersma, and so this will be open. So the 4-H Promotion and Expansion Committee meets quarterly. Interest in that?
I can do that.
Okay. Vanderwall is going to jump on that one. And then next one, there's 2 commissioners on the BCOAC Advisory Board. That is not monthly
It's,
anymore.
nope, I changed it. It's
Yep.
gonna, they meet about every other month now.
Yeah, bi-monthly or so. So, myself and Jensen were on there. I would step down for that one to open that one up. Commissioner Jensen, what is your thoughts on your spot?
I'll stay.
Okay, so Jensen will stay. The other spot would be open. Anybody's interested?
I can take that one.
Okay. Osler on that one. The next one up is then Jensen staying there. Next is Beta. I would like to stay on that one in the process. I've been working on a process of moving and building and stuff, or looking at new buildings, and so I would like to stay on that. The next one is Brookings County Regional Railroad Authority, and there's 2 spots there. This is as needed. I think I've been on this all 10 years, and I've met like once or twice in 10 years. So certainly somebody can jump on that one. And Commissioner Jensen, you're on the other one there. What would you like to do?
I can stay.
Okay. So if anybody would like that spot for mine, Jensen can stay. Anyone? I mean, I can certainly stay on it. Doesn't a big deal, but if anybody would like to get on it.
I believe I'm on it for Volga, but
Okay.
whatever, if I'm not supposed to be on that for that, I can go on it too.
Okay. I don't know how that would work.
Are you on that as an appointee from the city?
Correction, I think this commission appointed me to that
Oh,
as an at-large person, I believe.
In that case, you could take, the voting position in the at-large could be advertised for.
good.
Can we have 3 on there? I mean, that would, because if he didn't take this, then we need somebody else, and then we'd have
You'd have
3
a-
commissioners on there, which I'm not sure. Then we'd have a meeting and notice it, right?
I would suggest you resigning your current position and then going back on as county appointee, and then we can open that back up for someone else from off the county, if that makes sense.
I think that's kind of the only way we can probably do it.
Yep.
Yes, yep. So, okay, Vanderwall's gonna take my position on that, and Jensen's gonna stay on there. Next one is Brookings Economic Development Corporation. This is a monthly meeting. Boersma was on there. Bartley was the alternate. Bartley, did you want to move up to
Yes.
the main? Okay, so Bartley will move up to there, and then we need an alternate.
I could step into the alternate.
Okay. Osler and the alternate. Next one's Brookings County Extension Board, meets quarterly. Jensen is currently on that. Jensen, did you want to stay?
I'll stay.
Jensen's going to stay then. Okay, the next 2, I think we're going to take off.
We can
right?
take those off. Communities of Excellence, we can take those off.
It's no longer going, so. All right, next one, Domestic Abuse Shelter was Commissioner Pierce, and now it would be open for anybody that would like to be appointed to that.
I can step into that one.
All right. Sean's going to take that one. Next one's Brookings Behavioral Health and Wellness Board. Commissioner Boersma was there, so this one is open.
I'd like to serve there again.
Bartley had served there before, so you want to go again, so, okay. Next one is the East Central Regional Communications Council, and this is kind of set forward there, so I will be on that one as the chair, and then Jensen will be the vice chair, is also on there because he's the vice chair. So that's the E911 there, so Krogman and Jensen on that one. The next one is the First District Association of Local Governments. It's a quarterly meeting. Currently, we have Bartley there, and my understanding is you're going to be president of that board?
I'll be chairman.
Chairman, so
As
you
of
probably
today.
need to stay on that one. Okay, we'll keep you on that one. Growth Partnership Board is a board that I've been on quite a bit there, and I'd like to stay on that if we could. Same way with the Hospital Board and Housing Redevelopment. I would stay on all 3 of those. I-29 Interchange Overpass Committee, Jensen's currently on that. Probably makes sense for you to stay on there since it's not completed. So Jensen will stay there.
You page that up for us on the screen? Thank you.
All right. Next one is Interlakes Community Action, the governing board bi-monthly. Commissioner Pierce was on that. So this is ICAP. It's open. Now, there's a little bit, the governing, they changed their structure in this. They used to, when you joined this, you always had a committee meeting, and there was 40-some people in the room, and they changed that, and they narrowed it down to a governing board from each area. And I think Commissioner Boersma was on there, but I'm not sure Commissioner Pierce was.
Yeah, Commissioner Boersma was for a year or two, and then Commissioner Pierce was at least the last year, if not two.
Okay. So if we're on this, we have representation, but we may not be on the governing board. Is that correct?
I'm not sure how it works,
We'll have to check
honestly,
with that,
exactly.
but
I have to check with
If
Marlene.
you're not on the governing board, I'm not sure. You might just get emails and different things like that, but I don't know if it's a monthly meeting anymore or bi-monthly, so we'll have to check into that. But is anybody interested in ICAP?
If no one else is, I'll be willing to learn, but I'm pretty green at that.
Okay. Vanderwall it is then. Okay, the next one is Detention Center Expansion Remodel Project. We need to keep that or not? We done?
If Bartley and Jensen want to stay on there, I think we're going to be done in the next, hopefully, month. So,
Okay,
Okay. We'll stay for the wrap-up.
gotcha. All right. And then next year, we won't have that on here, so. The next one is the Joint Jurisdiction Committee as needed. Pierce and Bartley are on that. Is that something that's even needed?
that can come off. That was
Okay.
done, finalized, and approved by both city and county a couple weeks ago.
After 6-7 years.
Yeah. All right, the next one is the Joint Powers Board. There's 2 positions, it's meet quarterly.
This is the board that oversees this building. So there's a couple of commissioners on there, a couple of city staff. That's the makeup of the board. And then I'm always in attendance at those, but we meet about 3 times a year, or 4 times a year.
We have 2 open spots since Boersma and Pierce were both there. So,
I can step into one.
okay. Hostler is 1. Anybody else? I mean, I could jump on that too if I needed to. I was on it previously, unless anybody else wants it.
I'd be willing to learn.
Okay, well, Vanderwall then. All right, good. Okay, intergovernmental meeting group, meet quarterly. There's 2 positions here. Jensen, you want to keep yours? Yep. Then mine, I would open up, or it's up to you. In this meeting is
This is kind of called by the mayor of Brookings, and it's a meeting, again, they meet maybe quarterly-ish. I don't know if it's even quite that often, but it's representatives from the city, the county, BMU, SDSU, hospital, a number of folks just get together and kind of sit down and discuss what each other has going on. And, you know, the school district, I think Brookings School District is involved in that. And just to see, kind of get an update on where people are at and if there's anything that can be kind of worked on amongst the group. So.
As a rule, there's a lot of segue between this one and the BEDC, so I would certainly take it if you're not going to stay there.
Bartley's done that to that one. All right, next page. We have local emergency planning committee, which is normally the chair, so I will take that. Planning and zoning board member, monthly meeting. It is Bartley, that was you before. Did you want to stay on that, or do you want to open that up?
I don't know, Richard, do I stay or? I'll take it for another year.
Okay, Bartley's take that. We do have the alternate, which is open, which was Pierce. Does anybody want to be the alternate? Yeah, I guess I would say this, if you have interest in it, the alternate might be a good position to see and go and watch what's going on and learn a little bit. So Vanderwall gave me the thumbs up, so Kelly's grabbing the alternate. All right. This one's open also. This is the Public Affairs Committee.
This is through the chamber.
Yeah. Monthly meetings, they get updates on government affairs and different things of what's going on throughout the state. So.
I can step
Okay. Hostler's got that one. All right, Weed and Pest Board member, we got a quarterly meeting here for the Weed and Pest Board. Jensen is currently there. It's up to you, you can open it up, or,
I don't know if Kelly would be interested.
I can do it.
okay. Vanderwall will do the Weed and Pest, sounds good. Youth and Family Services Advisory Boards for JDC as needed, and this is very similar to the next one, the Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative, JDAI, which meets quarterly. Commissioner Pierce was on these, so these two are open for everybody there. Juvenile Detention Center, everybody understand that portion of it? This is Juvenile Detention Center is down in Sioux Falls. They're currently kind of going through potential expansion. So there would be some meetings here, and we're hoping to get, as Commissioner Pierce was saying, hoping to have a chance for more input, because it's Sioux Falls is the one that's Minnehaha, excuse me, I shouldn't say Sioux Falls is one that's going through the process, but we do use their facilities. So
I can step into those with my background.
okay, sounds good. Thank you. The next one is Dr. Heeb is our county coroner, and it sounds he's okay to do that again. Yep, and deputy coroner is Sheriff Stanwyck, and the rest of the deputies are also deputy county coroners. So, and then last one, highway superintendent is Gusted. Are you okay with that? All right, sounds good. So, and then we got three.
So yeah, before we get into department liaisons, we have 3 other boards. Each would need 2 members. The first is Maderi Drainage. Commissioner Jensen has been on that currently. Commissioner Pierce was also on that. So Larry, I don't know if you're planning to stay. And then is there another person that would be interested in that?
And then our zoning office also, either Bob or Richard will also be on that portion too. So, but,
I'd be willing to serve.
all right, Vanderwall,
And then the next one is Samara Avenue over in Volga. We are in the midst of working with the city of Volga on that project. Again, it was Commissioner Jensen and Commissioner Boersma were on that. So we would, I don't know, Larry, are you going to want to stay on that? And then we would need
another person.
on that.
Sean, would you, I think you're on it already as for the city of Volga, correct? So it'd be
Correct.
Sean Hostler on that one. Thank you. And then,
And then 214th Street is the next one. We really don't have I don't think we really have had a committee established for that project, but we did do an RFP and have hired Banner to kind of start that civil engineering process on this. 214th, this is between the interchange, 34th Avenue and the city of Aurora. So
I think Commissioner Jensen and Commissioner Boersma had met a couple times on that RFP.
Okay.
And then with
yes.
And
Brian was there also. So I think if Commissioner Jensen's okay to stay on there, we have an open spot for Commissioner Boersma's spot.
If no one else is, I'm willing to.
Vanderwall. All right, thank you. Is that it? All right, board liaisons, or excuse me, yeah, department liaisons here. A couple of them, since you're on the board, will probably be the liaisons, so they'll kind of fill themselves in a little bit, but there'll be some other ones here too. So the BCOAC, since I'm not going to be on that board anymore, we would turn that over to another group. Larry, you want to be on that one? Okay. Larry will jump on that one. Community Health, WIC is open because it was Commissioner Pierce's, so anybody's interested in that one.
Be willing to learn.
Emergency Management is the chair, so I'm moving to the Emergency Management Liaison. Next one is Equalization, and Commissioner Bartley was on that.
I'll stay.
Want to stay? Bartley staying there. Extension, would be Larry, since you're on the Extension Board. Okay, Mr. Jensen there. Finance Office is myself. I can certainly stay. If anybody else would like to do that. Okay, next one is Highway. That's Bartley. Bartley, want to stay? Okay. Register of Deeds is open. So anybody?
I can take that one.
Okay. Osler on the Register of Deeds. Sheriff and Detention Center is Jensen. Jensen, do you want to stay? State's Attorney, Courthouse Human Services was Pierce.
I can take that one too.
Do that one? Okay. And then Weed and Pest, which Kelly, you are on that board now, so we'll use you as the liaison. And then last one is Zoning and Drainage is Bartley. Did you want to stay on that? Okay, he does, so. All right. Now, any questions or changes? Cold feet? Second? If not, I'd look for a motion to approve the 2023 board appointments and department liaisons.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, last page, number 12, Commission Department Directors Report.
Part of my report was the general fund surplus for our year end 2022. We'd like to get around that 25% is where we kind of like to try to hit. We ended up at 27%, so I think we did a pretty good job there. And then you'll be seeing those this now as the new year takes off. Brookings Day at the Capitol is the 18th, Wednesday the 18th. There was some information included with my report on that. It's free, but I do need to RSVP for people who plan to attend. So if you plan to attend, can you give me the wink and the nod, and I will get you registered for that event. It is bus, I believe they bus people out to Pier, have several meetings. I think there was even a schedule here. Dan?
I usually do.
I'm going to try to make it.
Okay, Ryan? Anyone else? Larry, yes. Kelly? Sean, do you plan to go?
Yeah, I'll plan to attend.
Okay. And then, the only other thing I had were the upcoming dates. Bob had mentioned earlier the PPCC tabletop exercise, January 12th. That's at the East Fire Station there at 20th and 6th Street here in Brookings, next to Burger King, noon to 2.
Quick, I don't know, I was planning to go, but we also have Brookings County Housing Meeting that I do chair.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody else would like to go in my place. I don't know if it's required that anybody go, but it might be a pretty good learning process for new. I don't think.
I believe what the exercise, and I don't know, Richard, if you know anything about it, they're going to do like a pod points of dispensing exercise from the Swift Health Center, I believe, is what that was.
Yes, correct. Yep, different injects if something would come in or happen, what would we do then? But yeah, take about 2 hours.
Again, if If you want to, you're welcome to. You don't have to. I don't think required, but probably wouldn't be. I was going to plan to, but I got to do the chair now, so it's up to you guys. But just wanted to let you know.
So, if it's there, you can attend. I don't need to register you for that or whatnot.
It's noticed though, so if more than 3 go, we're okay.
Right, yes, yep. County offices are closed on the 16th for Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Mentioned on the 18th. Looking out a little further, the NACO Ledge Conference out in Washington, D.C. is coming up in February. So if you plan to attend that, I think first have a discussion. Mike Bartley has attended that in the past, and I think you could maybe visit with him about kind of what that looks like. And then we can, register you for that event too. Then President's Day, and then looking out a little bit further, March 2nd, it's a Thursday, township meeting, starts at 10 o'clock. This is out at the BCOAC. This meeting, if you are able to attend, it's a good meeting to attend. They try to get at least 1 or 2 members from each township that come in. They have their township annual meeting, their organization, and they have some presentations. And Misty with the weed department has kind of an annual weed meeting as part of that. Lunch is served, wraps up usually 2-3 o'clock or so in the afternoon. So it's a pretty full day of things, but wanted to get that on your calendars. That's a good one to attend. The one thing I don't have on here, and I don't have the information, and maybe Kelly, you can help me out, the county feed for the Volga Fire Department. I think we'd gotten notice. Do you know when that is? Next Monday. I believe it's like 5 o'clock, 5:30 social, and 6 o'clock is the dinner. So next Monday.
Maybe the 9th.
You bought the winning one already?
Yeah. So. And that's all I have, unless any of you folks have questions for me.
Any questions for Stacy? All right, number 13, State's Attorney's Office Report.
Nothing to report.
All right, thank you. Okay, Commissioner Report. We'll usually start on the end to work this direction. So Commissioner Vanderwall, I'm not sure you've attended any committee meetings because you just got appointed today, so it'd probably be short and sweet.
I have nothing to report today, but I'm glad to be a Brookings County Commissioner.
All right, thank you. Glad to have you. Commissioner Bartley.
Very short report. Happy New Year and travel safe today. That's it. Thank you.
Commissioner Jensen.
On the 20th, attended Angie and Leanne's going away party. And also after that, we had our joint zoning meeting with the city. Approved that. On the 21st, we had a Samara Avenue project over there. We had a meeting. It's moving along. There was some funding made available through, I believe it's the City of Volga's Economic Development Board towards the project, and they did receive a grant also. Hoping for a 2024 or 2025 construction of the roadway if everything falls into place and is approved. They hoping to have a public meeting this spring and talk a little more about it. So that's all I have.
All right. Commissioner Hostler, you're kind of in the same boat as Commissioner Vanderwall.
Just excited to be here and nothing to report as of today.
All right, perfect. Excited to have you too. All right, on the 20th, I was at also the farewell party for Commissioner Boersma and Pierce, and also went to the joint city-county zoning to approve the joint jurisdiction ordinances. And on 28th, we had a beta meeting, so year-end meeting for them. Well, it's not year-end financials. They were middle of the year financials for them, so. And that's all I have. So next on the agenda is potential executive session.
We don't have one today.
We don't have one today, so that's a good answer. So number 16, to look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.